Hi, Phyllis here from southernfrugal.com. This afternoon I'm going to make some German red cabbage. Here's my cabbage, nice little red cabbage. So you'll need a red cabbage, an apple, and really you should probably use a tart apple, but the only thing I have are these Honey Crisps, so that's what I'm using. Just a little medium onion. And I use for the spices a little bit of clove, ground clove, and a little bit of nutmeg. You'll also need some light brown sugar and some apple cider vinegar. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get this red cabbage chopped up, peel my apple, chop up my onion, and we'll be back. Okay, we are back, and I have shredded my red cabbage. Now, I took all those tough outer leaves off, and what you want to do is get down to the leaves that are shiny. Then you're ready to shred it up. So I just take the core out and cut it in half, take the core out, and then just shred it in about maybe 1/4 inch little sections. All right. And by the way, I did, after I shredded it, even I washed it, okay? Now, we're going to saute one small onion and one apple sliced, peeled and sliced. So I've got my burner up, and I've got just a little bit of oil in the skillet now. So I'm going to saute this until the onions are translucent, and I'm going to go ahead and put some salt in there. Just going to put just a little bit. Sprinkle that in. Just help them to get translucent faster. Alright, we'll be back when this gets all cooked down a little bit, and then we're going to be ready to add our cabbage. Okay, we're back. The onions have gotten just slightly translucent. The apples have just a teeny bit of brown on them. And so now we're ready to add the rest of the ingredients. I'm going to go ahead and put in my cloves. Now I'm right at the bottom of the barrel on this ground cloves. I've probably got 2 little dashes in there. So I'm just going to pour a little water in there, rinse it around, get those little ground cloves out. There we go. Dump it in. I'm going to dump in my 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, and then about a cup of water. Alright, now I'm also going to add a couple of dashes of ground nutmeg. Now this is just my recipe. There are many, many recipes out there for German red cabbage. This is just mine. Alright, I'm going to add about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm just going ahead and putting that right in the water. Alright, we are now ready to add the cabbage. Actually, I forgot, 1/3 a cup of brown sugar. Now I just use light brown sugar. Just dump that right in. Alright, now we're going to put our cabbage right on top of this mixture. Now I had a really big head of the red cabbage, so if I can't get it all in, I'll just wait till it kind of boils down a little bit. This was really pretty red cabbage, and by the way, red cabbage is very, very good for you. It's got a tremendous amount of antioxidants, and it's a lot more beneficial to your health than the regular cabbage is, even though that's good for you too. But this red cabbage has got a lot of stuff in it. Now, they've done a lot of studies, I think probably over 400 studies, to do with the benefits of eating red cabbage. And of course, because it's that darker color, you know that it's loaded with antioxidants. Alright, so now all we're going to do is put the lid on this and let it cook maybe 30 minutes. Depending on the cabbage, you might have to cook it longer or you might have to cook it less. But this was extremely dark purple colored red cabbage, so I was very happy about that. Now I did get this at the farmer's market, and I bought it, actually on the box said 1 3/4 bushels. So tomorrow probably I'll be doing a video on how to freeze red cabbage. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put this lid on. Now the other thing that we're having to go with this meal is going to be the ground chuck little patty with the gravy on it. I've already got this partially frozen, partially thawed out. So we're going to have that. I've already made potato salad, and also we're going to have some of this little brown bread or whole wheat bread. Alright, so once this cabbage gets done, we'll be back. Okay, my cabbage has been cooking for about 15 minutes, and now I'm going to just turn it some and cut the burner down. Now I generally keep another cup of water just sitting close here in case I need it, but most of the time you really won't need another cup of water because the cabbage has a lot of moisture in it. So now I'm just going to give it some quick turns here. That way we get those apples and onions all mixed in. Now you really can't tell how long it's going to take your cabbage to cook, because sometimes it'll cook pretty quick and other times it takes it a long time. So what you want to do is just cook it until the cabbage is fork tender. So we're going to put the lid back on this, and I've turned the burner down to medium-low, and we're just going to probably let this go for another 30 minutes. And when it's all done, we'll be back. Okay, my red cabbage has completed cooking. It's very tender now. Now, I'll have to tell you that I did have to add another cup of water, and it did have to cook a full hour. And I also tasted of it, and I added another 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar. And I did that because I definitely like it a little on the sweet side. But here's what I think happened with this. This cabbage was super fresh, like it probably hadn't been cut maybe a day, 2 at the most. And so therefore it took it longer to cook. But it was a really, really pretty red cabbage. So anyway, we're going to dish this up, and I've also thawed out my little ground chuck little burgers with the onion and bell pepper gravy. And I do want to show you one thing on that. I'll just show you in a minute, okay? Okay, here's what I wanted to show you on the gravy that goes on the little ground chuck burgers. Now, when you freeze gravy, of course, obviously it's got oil in it, and you want it to come back to the right consistency. All you have to do is just beat it a little bit. Now, it's never going to come back exactly like it was when you froze it, but the taste will be, you know, just the same. So I'm going to put some of this over the burger now. And I did thaw this gravy and the burgers out in the microwave, and then I put them on reheat to get them really good and hot. All right, so that consistency is okay with me. It's not perfect, but again, they were frozen. All right, there's the red cabbage. Let me give you a little bit of close-up. And I did have to cook it an hour, and I do think that was because it was so fresh. And we're having this with potato salad, some whole wheat bread, and this is very similar to pumpernickel bread, except I just didn't use the rye flour in it. And we're having our iced tea. All right, so there you go. There's that red cabbage. Smells really good. Oops, steam got on my lens, sorry. All right, there you go. Okay, we will see y'all next time. I hope you'll try some of this German red cabbage. It is delicious. All right, see you next time.